Okay, guys, welcome to the DCOC Summit podcast. Now we will talking about the Discord harnessing powers to building a thriving online community. So my name is Fahridan Tiomuafa. I come from Indonesia. I'm a Discord manager for Google Developers Community Indonesia, and I'm not alone here. I have Neil.
Yeah. Hi everyone. I'm Neil. I'm a student software engineer, and I'm also part of the Google developer community over on Discord. I'm not alone though. I have Jin with me.
Yep. Hello everyone. My name is Jin. I am GDG and Flutter Montreal organizer, and I'm happy to be here with Fahari and Neil.
Yeah. Okay. Today we will talk about how we can utilizing and harnessing the Discord itself to building a thriving online community. We are from Discord managers for our server, and in Indonesia we have 13K members in our Discord server in Google Developers Community Indonesia, but the active visitors and active communication is not really big as the members. So we need to convince people and still hustle how to can make a people want to talk in our Discord server. How you can guys do that?
Yeah, well, the big issue is like Discord servers as they scale up, is that you always lose like the percentage of people that are active always gets lower and lower, right? Because for instance, on our server, like Discord server, we just reached about like 25,000 people, so quite a big one, same kind of size as yours. And the issue we have is that there is always this big divide between either people that are totally active, like very active, very present on the server, and those that do not talk at all. And so I think one of the main challenges actually to get some people to speak, because there is always going to be a big part that's never going to speak because they just join the server maybe for updates about content and stuff like that, and they're not actively trying to get involved, so there's no point really in trying to get them involved. But there is a small part, this is the issue with like big Discord servers, is that there is always a small part that is a bit shy, and having a huge server is kind of a bit scary, right? You see a lot of people talking, sometimes it's moving really fast. Some people already know each other, so it's hard to get involved, to get started. So I think, personally, I'd say one of the big things is to have like a welcoming community. Big thing to have. And the other, I'd say, is to break down into smaller channels your server. That way there is not too much activity, it's easy to join and to ask a question, to get answers. What do you guys think?
Yeah, what I think is the other aspect of important thing is to find your, how can I say, crews or partners.
Yeah.
So let's say Neil and myself is not actually organizing Discord. Actually, we are helping organizers to run better the Discord. So actually, they call us as top contributor. So we are kind of cherry people on Discord. So when there's a new member, actually, we are helping out them to get on board on the Discord channel. I think that helped.
Actually, in my case, the Discord in Indonesia this is a Discord for only for GDSC lead only. So after that, our community manager, Mas Danang Jufrey, want to make the Discord as a space for all of community organizer, like from GDSC lead and also from GDG and also for GDE and also WTM only also. And then I was alone. I was alone to create reorganize the server, reorganize the channels. How can we make the server can be useful for all of the community organizers? And then after that, I'm trying to find partners. And then another moderators came up because they're being active in our Discord server, and they are now our Discord moderators. So I think partners is really, really important for building a Discord community online. Right?
I agree with both of you on that, definitely. It's important to choose the right people too.
Yeah.
And one thing that Dirk talked to me about, which is one of the admins of the server, is that he said something that really resonated with me, and that I find really true, is that it's important to find the right people, but to also empower them a bit to be active in the community. So not only just give them like vanity roles over on Discord, but to also give them like maybe a bit of moderation tools and stuff like that, so they can actually get involved in the community, but also guide them to show them like how your community thinks, your guidelines, what they are, how you should be introducing people, and then once they really have the same vibe as they should have, and then you give them those tools so they can actually help better and contribute themselves to it. And I think it really empowers like people to actually contribute. So really nice way.
Okay.
I think that's perfectly right. I think last year in Miami there was IO Connect, and then they are talking about how to engage people and how to run your community. It was more dedicated for GDG in-person stuff, but I think it's also applied to online community too. What I learned from there is how to design your community members.
Yeah.
So first thing, you do the meetup, and then people come there, and then they just too shy. They don't talk, and then they just sit down, and they listen to the session, and then they go back home, right? So next time, what you do as an organizer, if you just ask them to, can you give a talk next time? They freaked out. They, run away, right? So what you're gonna do is maybe you're gonna ask them to, can you move this table, some cleanup and so on. They are engaging to the community little by little. So I think in the online community, I think we can do the same strategy in there. So same thing as Neil and myself. Somehow we became top contributors. I think it's kind of, we are tricked by the admin.
Because this
We are tricked
global
once.
is very well, worldwide, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Okay, the next topic I want to ask about you guys. We know that Discord Global the global developers team choose Discord as our platform, but there's another platform, and I think why they are using Discord because Discord have why they choosing the Discord as our online community because Discord have a feature for supporting our community, like there have moderation of role, there have many bots that can be used to engage the community itself. How about you? How you can why your guys is it right they're choosing Discord as a community platform?
Yeah, I feel like, well, first of all, I feel like Discord is a really great tool to like communicate with a big community. It has like many features that kind of match any server you'd want to do. I feel like you've got like monetization if that's something you want to do. You've got like moderation tools that are really quite advanced right now. It used not to be the case, but it's becoming like much bigger. And like there is this whole set of permissions, which is kind of what we talked about, which is really nice as a way to like give like more and more permissions to people. There's just admin and not admin. You can have like variation from it. So I think that's what's really practical.
Yeah, and
about
also
it.
there's a role hierarchy for every permission, right? You
Yeah.
can customize it every role. How about you?
Okay, so for the big server, honestly, I never ran myself. I'm part of it, helping admins. But I have another Discord server for my Flutter Montreal community. We have about 200 members. But I'm having kind of hard time to engage people.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the feature, everything is good, but I have some you said all the good thing, but
That's
I
true.
can say some little bit. I mean, it's not negative, but what I felt is that some people may don't want to use Discord. So actually,
No, that's a good point.
since you're actually running big server, actually, I want to get some tips from you. How can I engage those people more? I mean, my impression is that, okay, so when I asked to the people, they said, we prefer Discord over Slack, over the other messengers. But in reality, they still don't use Discord. They still prefer mobile application like WhatsApp and Telegram. Obviously, I want to use Discord because it has more feature. There's a bot, there's the moderation feature, there's a role hierarchy. You can do much more. So we definitely want to use it, but still having hard time to engage with people.
Yeah, actually, in my time, during my time building this Discord, it's a really, really hard time to convince people to using Discord, even in using it in mobile. So because they're only using Discord for gaming voice. So actually, the Discord server have a huge community, but in only for gaming field like games field. So they're only using Discord when they are playing games. So, but after that, lots of programs in Indonesia, especially, there's a lot of program using Discord server for manage his community program. So after that, they're usually using Discord, and then my server is growing up slowly. But yeah, and it's not really massive for the graphic, but there's the progress on it. Yeah.
That's for sure. Just to bounce back on what you said. So personally, I don't have a magic recipe, and I think definitely not. I still struggle the same way you do, especially on some of my communities. But thankfully, have had like the chance, I'd say, to have been kind of a moderator of like big communities, but also like smaller ones and moderate ones. So I kind of touch a bit of everything. And there is two things that really worked for me, and that's usually what I go to when I want to engage more people, and especially when I want them to go over on Discord. So first thing, as you said, and it's really important that you did so, is to ask people what their preferred method of communication is, and to figure out what they really is, not just what they say, right?
That's right.
And so,
Yeah.
for instance, on one of our server, that was really about open source stuff. Many of the community members actually used Matrix or like stuff like that. So Elements, maybe some people remember more this name. And so one thing we did actually to bring them more towards Discord, because we kind of wanted to migrate over on Discord, is that we actually used like bots and stuff like that, integration between the two channels. And so we had like, not everything was synchronized between the two, but some of the most active channels, we started slowly to actually like have bots transfer the message over, which means that when people actually join Discord, they weren't alone. They still had exactly the same stuff as they had on the like bigger like community, which meant the transition was way easier actually. And another thing that I kind of really like to do, and that's probably, in my opinion, the most important one, because it kind of works with any community, right? The other one was quite specific, is that you want to have something core or something, I say, original about your community that actually increase retention. Because the issue is that some people join in Discord and then they're like, oh yeah, but there's not much activity, so they just kind of fade out and left some time. So one thing you can do is that you can have like a channel about something very specific. Like, I don't know, it could be anything, like just like stories you make up with others, or like a small game where people like just reply and you have like to change one word and that's it, and to make sentence. Like any game or something that people will actually come back to. And that kind of works because then people, even if they lose interest a bit, they'll just still come back for this channel specifically. Even if they're not that interested in the community, they'll still come back from that channel because they're kind of playing with other people, and that's why they keep coming back to the server.
Actually, that's a really interesting point. So,
in my server, actually there is two categories. The first category is about the tech field, and another one is out of topics. There's in the out of topics category, there is a channels called aviation. Aviation, about the flight and stuff. There's so many people talk about flight and how good it is. They not talking about any tech related, but they want to talk about what they want. So this is interesting point. So we need to find what they want. So we can create space for them, and then there will be space for them to make this Discord a safe space for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, I just reminded why I became kind of top contributor in the Google Developer Online Community Discord server. Was, there was leveling system. And then, I mean, at the beginning, I just posted a few messages, and then he's saying that I leveled up. There was nothing to me, right? but one day, I saw that the other people is getting leveled up above myself, and then Randall was there, Faye was there, and then they are kind of competing each other. And then somehow I got into the competition too. And Neil, I think he was same, so we were kind of raced in there. I think that was actually kind of help to engage myself into the community. So I think it's the same thing if doing the small game. Ranking is one of the example for sure, but
even we don't know how they score it for the leveling up.
The only thing I don't personally really like about leveling is that although it's a great way to have people talking, I feel like sometimes it kind of reduces the quality of the contribution server. So like people kind of end up speaking to speak and to gain levels, but not really to have like a meaningful conversation.
That's true.
So I think it can be useful, but it's hard to master sometimes.
Maybe we can just customize which channel that can be leveling up, like focusing on the forum only. When someone talking or asking about anything tech field, and then we contribute on the forum, we can get leveling up. Actually, this is also good for leveling up.
I know on some of my servers, so like another one that's still about like open source community. One thing we did is that we stopped doing the XP leveling system where you get XP when you messaged, because
Mm.
people just told stuff just to tell stuff, honestly. So like, for instance, people asked technical questions,
Mhm.
and some people just answered, oh, I don't know, just to give messages, or they answered with like ChatGPT questions, like ChatGPT answers. So it wasn't really helpful.
Mm.
Honestly, I feel like it did more harm than anything. So one thing we did was kind of the opposite. We stopped this system and we made it so we have like a channel where people can ask technical questions and they get
Mm.
answers. And if
Mm.
someone finds the answers, kind of like on Stack Overflow, right?
Yeah.
If someone found the right answers, they would get points. That way we still incentivize people to actually contribute to the community,
Mm.
but in a way that's meaningful for our community. Because we're not
Mhm.
just a talking community, we're like a tech one. So I think that's important too. But it
Mm.
depends.
Yeah. I mean, we can even give a point when they ask question too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could. We didn't do that, but actually you could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, also in Indonesia, we talking about bots. In Indonesia, we have a bot customization. One of the moderators researching about how can we build the bot and customize it, and then he come to an idea. Sometimes when we asking a forum a common question, so someone will be. I know with this question. Why you asking this question? It's already they already know it. I mean, if someone doing that, they feels like it's not safe place to ask. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Sometimes this idea come from our moderators, and then he create a bot to answer the question that someone asking. The bot is integrating with Gemini AI. So instead of if there's no one answer the question, sometimes when someone asking in our channel in our forum, and then there's no one, we help the moderator help the question by using the bot to answer the question. So
I see.
they can still have an answer from the bot if there's no one want to answer the question. So it can be one of tips to create a safe place for everyone. So no one feels like he's not really proper to give a question, because sometimes me as personally, sometimes I ask to ask question because I think am I wrong to ask this?
ask,
Am I
yeah. Easy.
because I'm a beginner. Am I wrong to ask this like this? I mean,
Mm.
like if there's no one answer, the bot can answer the question. It's also a great idea from our moderators.
Mm.
Actually, I think I never saw that in a server. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, actually, what we did is in the Discord server,
Yeah.
in the general server, actually, a lot of people was doing, ask for question.
Yeah.
I mean, ask question for question. I don't know. And then the some people, including myself, was copy pasting the website don't ask for question.com, right? And then it felt like kind of
Yeah, I think it
Yeah,
can be
drawing
felt
the
like a
line.
bit aggressive sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Depends on you take it, right? But
So I think we
yeah.
stopped doing it anymore.
I think it's for the better, right?
Yeah, and then we
Right.
kind of use generated message,
Yeah.
and then I think moderators are mostly copy pasting in there,
Yeah.
but we could use the bot
Yeah,
instead.
one thing we do
Yeah.
is that for like very like the questions that were asked like a lot, like really
Yeah,
a ton,
yeah.
is that we made like kind of a FAQ, right? But
Mm.
people don't read the FAQ most of the time.
Yeah.
They come on the server, they just talk directly. They don't really read anything. We're lucky if they read the rules. But so one thing we did is that there was a bot, and if you use / commands, you could like send a message like directly an embed with the answer. So like common questions, you could, instead of just typing it out every single time and people just not answering anymore because they would get bored, they could just use / command to answer like this common question someone asked.
But because we are on the Discord server on the Google Developers Program, have you ever asked like, hey, my email got hacked? Can you
Oh,
help
gosh.
me?
No. Okay,
I mean,
okay.
I a lot have a message about these things. I mean, like, we're the Google Developers community. We're not doing. What are you
support,
supposed to do to answer that?
All right. Typical example in the server is that all the technical questions. So I use the Google Payment, and then how can I refund, for example?
Yeah.
And then they try to log in, but I cannot log in Google.
Yeah. I mean,
We get that so much, like
Yeah.
so many messages.
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
how do you respond them?
Technically, we have a lot of Googlers in our server,
Yeah.
but they are not meant to be there to answer tech support
Yeah,
to the
and
user.
it's like something they do in their free time, right?
Yeah.
It's not like part of their
Yeah.
work, so
Yeah.
they're not really here to
Yeah.
to do work after
Yeah.
hours, I guess.
So
Yeah.
that's
Probably.
also the same thing. I think we are using the slash message to
Ah,
the
yeah,
pre-generated
yeah, yeah,
message.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
the server is for developer community, so
Yeah.
Not
meant
true.
to be
So
for
that's
developer.
important to give a context for them because
Mhm.
some of them just feel, oh, it's the Google forum. It's a good. We can
That's true.
we can put everywhere here, everything
Mhm.
here. Yeah.
For this, I personally always write a message. I really don't like the slash command for this one because I felt like it's a bit too robotic. And it's so
Mm.
easy to just say, oh, you should probably go ask the Google support. It's not really
okay.
our thing. Something like that. And
Mm.
just, it feels more personal. So, like,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
people,
Mhm.
often the ones that come from our help, if they came from Discord, they really don't know, like, really, they're a bit stressed. They'll just lose
Yeah.
their account or something. So, like, getting a bot answer is probably not the
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
thing they want. So giving like a real answer, I think just helps them a bit. I hope so at
Yeah.
least.
Because
But-
they are actually so mad.
Yeah.
Yes, some of them are really
Yeah,
mad.
yeah, yeah,
Some
yeah.
of them are just like panicked, but some of them are really mad.
Actually,
Yeah.
they always ask Google support, and then they are not answering somehow. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe in time, maybe Google may answer later, but I mean, they are not
Yeah.
patient enough, I think.
Yeah.
But they found us.
I found
I don't know
out.
how
Yeah,
found
yeah.
out this server, but they came into there, and then
That's a
they
great
throw the
question.
Yeah.
message. Yeah.
But my solution is I open the recruitment for our Discord moderators and also I have a role for the support. We have a role if there's a question about not related about the Google for developers. They should answer them like personally. So because when we
Yeah.
are using slash command, it's like not
Mm.
really intense to the user
Mm.
that asking.
Mhm. Maybe you can use the AI chatbot. Maybe
Yeah.
more like
True.
Maybe
you can
personalized.
use your Gemini bot.
I will ask my friends to giving a research for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The next question. How many? Because we are focusing on also focusing on inclusivity and diversity. How many women's in tech on when you are when you are hosting an event in Discord Global? How many women join?
That's a great question because on Discord it's hard to know. Like you mean
Yeah, yeah.
attend the event?
Yeah, attending event.
How
Have
many-
you
We don't
have you
really
ever
know.
tracking the
Because
event?
one thing, well, maybe I don't speak for everyone, but at least personally, I feel like it's important on Discord to give the people the the possibility to have anonymity, right?
Mhm.
So like people have usernames, we don't
Yeah,
we
yeah,
don't necessarily
know.
ask them to give their gender or something. It's very
Mhm.
personal, in my opinion, and it doesn't necessarily have its
Mhm.
place on the internet, especially because we want the server to be inclusive. So we want
Mhm.
people that may be shy or don't want to reveal their identity or like don't want anything like messaging them or something like that. We want them to be able to join
Mhm.
without
Yeah.
feeling
Mhm.
stressed or anything overwhelmed. So
Mhm.
I think it's important just let them have anonymity. So we don't really know because like we just see
Because
usernames.
it's
are
an
really
online
silly.
community, so we didn't.
Mm.
Oh,
really
you mean like
didn't
women
know.
tech makers, for instance?
No, I mean
Something
like a woman attendee, like
Yeah, we
we
really
really,
don't know
didn't
that.
know
Yeah,
because
they
we are
don't know.
online community. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think at least what it could do is when you are selecting speakers, actually we can
That's what I'm gonna
give
say.
more
Yeah.
chance to women speakers so that
Yeah.
they feel more inclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
and that's definitely something we did.
Mm.
Like when we do events, so that we did like a DevFest online one, and we tried to be as inclusive as possible, both on like the people that were coming, like speakers that were coming, but also the time zones. So we wanted to have
Yeah.
like every continent represented as much as possible, because we couldn't do.
Also the language.
Yeah, the language too. Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. So
And also the time for the hosting event. We have really different time when we are hosting the DevFest on Discord.
yeah.
Yeah, we really have a different time and when
Yeah.
we
That's why we choose like different like communities, so AMEA, Asia,
Yeah.
United States, and stuff like that, just to have like, so everyone could attend at least a few sessions, because I think it's important
Mm.
just to not let demographics left out. So everyone has
Mhm.
to feel included.
Mhm. And I think this live streaming still we are also doing that actually for this summit
Oh,
for
yeah?
the live streaming. I mean they are streaming for each time zone.
Oh, you
Okay.
know?
Yeah.
Oh, you should
That's
know
pretty
it.
cool.
Yeah,
I need
that's
to
very-
double check.
Maybe.
As far as I know, because even last night before I go sleep, or actually I couldn't sleep, but I saw Lorena was keep posting about the event happening
Yeah.
for this one. Right?
Yeah,
So
no,
I
that's
think-
true. I saw that too.
Mm.
So maybe, yeah. That's good if they did that, honestly.
Mm.
Do you guys have a plan to create a Discord server for your region? For
Hmm.
now, after this maybe.
Personally, I don't think so. I feel like I already have like a few Discord servers I moderate about only the French community. I'm French, by the way, in case you didn't notice by the accent. So I already have like a few French servers, and I grew to actually love global communities nowadays. So I still keep
Yeah.
moderating the French communities because I think it's still important for some people because not everyone has access to not everyone has the same level of English or the required one to speak with other people.
Yeah.
So I think having some French servers or stuff like that are important still. But I really grew to love global communities. So personally, I think I will stick with global communities now.
Oh,
It's so interesting to have people from all over the world coming, different
Yeah.
cultures. You learn so much stuff about other cultures too. Like I learned so much stuff from Discord, honestly. So that's great. And I don't know, personally, at least, that's really
meet
personal.
people along the way. Right?
Yeah.
How about you?
Me, I'm already running the Flutter Montreal community, so it's regional.
Yeah.
So if I'm trying to make it, safe place.
Do you have any moderators on your Flutter Montreal?
We have 3 organizers,
Judge, right?
including myself. So we are trying to moderate it, but since we only have 200 members, so we don't need more the moderators, and it's not super active yet. It's mostly me posting a message, giving them the news, and doing some announcement. But I'm trying to engage more people, and then if it's becoming more active, then probably we're gonna find some moderator.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that I live in Montreal, which means the Quebec is the half French part. Actually, it's the French part of Canada.
Yeah.
So it has to be always bilingual. So you have to speak in English and French or at the same
Oh,
time.
that's interesting.
So I have
Yeah.
to make kind of environment safe to speak in French and
Yeah.
safe to speak in English. So one of my organizer is actually French too. So
Okay.
I had to make sure we can cover everything.
I think you also you need to use or to create a bot to translate the equation, and then he can answer.
That's for sure. I think
Yeah.
that I need to actually consider to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
If I do the bot, I have to make sure it supports French and English both,
No,
yeah,
that's true.
yeah.
Yeah.
or translating.
Actually, we tried that on one of our servers, and I'm really disappointed because it doesn't really look good. Like to have a bot reply with an embed or another message, it's a bit weird because it kind of stops the conversation going. So we didn't really find a way. So if someone here or someone in the audience has a way to fix that, I'm really hoping to find
Actually,
something
we
that-
are still learning about how we can
Yeah.
how can we building this community online, because it's also new for me. Because Discord server only previously because only for games for me also, and then I need to learn how can I make this Discord server as a community as well.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to use kind of bot to make it more inclusive environment? So let's say if someone is using non-inclusive language, maybe your bot can detect it and then maybe recommend some other vocabulary.
In my bots in the with integrated Gemini AI, if someone asking using Bahasa Indonesia, it will answer with using Bahasa Indonesia, and if someone asking using English, and it will answer with English. also.
Okay.
So the bot is actually because it's part of generative AI, they can recognize. It depends on the version of generative AI or PaLM itself.
Okay.
But to bounce back on what you said, I feel it's hard, right, to do that because like there is like language barriers as soon as you're online. Well, even
Yeah,
offline
yeah.
to be fair, but especially online, I find. And so you cannot really, I feel like you cannot really recommend to people to use more inclusive language without sometimes them really understanding why what they did was wrong. Because in some languages you don't have gender for stuff, whereas you have in other, for instance. There are so many cases where people just use something and they don't realize. For instance, we spoke earlier about one case with people saying, "Hey guys," for instance, like it's like a really common thing, but is it really inclusive because you only say guys? But like many people, maybe they translate in their head the message before sending it because they're not like a native English speaker. So for them, it just comes naturally, and they don't really understand what they did wrong. So I think can be useful to give them pointers to improve,
Mhm.
because I mean it just improves their English anyway, so it's
Mhm.
better. But at the same time, it's a bit tricky because you have to be, you don't, it has not to feel like you're, I don't know, grounding them kind of, right?
Yeah, I
Mm.
mean that's the thing. So actually I wanted to use some kind of board. That let's say if
Mm.
someone say guys, then guy. I mean the board is gonna say guy is not really inclusive vocabulary or language.
Yeah.
So it's better to use this kind of vocabulary and so on. But
Uh,
on the other hand,
Yeah.
like you say, if the
Yeah.
board is replying message every time someone is talking about
Yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
repeating, then I'm not sure that is a good idea. But somehow the inclusive effort needs to be still there.
Yeah.
But the
I think personally, I would find that since it's a bit tricky to tell them, to tell
Mm.
people about that, in my opinion, a bot is definitely not the way to go.
Mm.
Even if it's using generative AI or whatever to personalize the message, it will still feel like a bot, especially since it's written on Discord. You can see when it's a bot sending a message.
Mm.
I feel like it's probably your best bet to improve on that is to actually do what we said earlier, which is like to have moderators or to have like
Yeah.
your community that
Mm.
that learns the guidelines or the way your server works,
Mm.
and it's something you have to kind of enforce in the start. You tell
Mhm.
people that, hey, try to use more inclusive stuff and
Mhm.
everything. Put them in the rules maybe too. And but then your moderators will start doing the same because they'll learn from you. You give
Mhm.
them a bit of moderation tool too, and they'll try to actually propagate the ideals of the server kind of.
Mhm.
And so I think that's probably the best way. That feels
Mm.
that way. Sorry, it feels not like a bot sending you a message. I don't use that language. It feels like more just
Yeah.
someone telling you, "Hey, by the way,
Mm.
do you know that it doesn't feel like?" I don't know.
Yeah.
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 I agree.
Mm. Mm.
Okay. Okay, maybe we can wrap up this session. I think all of the Discord powers can help. Hopefully, what our session today can help the audience to create and building the online community and Discord server. So maybe just wrap up.
Yeah.
Okay. See you
See you.
guys.
Hope to see
Thank
you
you.
online. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye.